The loudest roar from the meekest one. Heaven and earth bow to Mary's Son. What are we but dust and clay, brought to life by an empty grave? Bruised and broken, words unspoken fall from my lips to the sin-cursed ground, so unworthy, emptied of me. I pour out my guilt-riddled heart at your feet. You gave it all for me. In your presence I find peace. I am forgiven. I am a soul set free. You are the Lion and Lamb, and your grace is ever for me. Poor and needy, come to Calvary, feel sweet release in thee. Lift off your feet, shining gravity. You come meet the one who stretched out the skies. You gave it all for me. In your presence I find peace. I am forgiven. I am a soul set free. You are the Lion and Lamb, and your grace is ever for me. I am a soul set free. You are the Lion and Lamb, and your grace is ever for me. And your grace is ever for me. The
Welcome once again to another, in my opinion, exciting edition of Fireside Chats. We are pumped that you are here. We all survived the cold storm. I think we're doing well. Maybe we all feel a little cooped up, maybe ready to exercise. Maybe some of you are already getting those fishing rods out, getting your tackle boxes ready. Maybe some of you have got your green thumbs going. I don't know what it is, but I know that we are all done and excited to be done with hopefully these cold snaps. So thanks for being here tonight. While we're talking, I want to let you guys know that we want to connect with you. So any way that you would like to, we would love that you would join us at the link that you see on your screen, cutt.ly/MC registration. That's a way that you can do it later. Maybe you do it tomorrow. Maybe you do it right now. Maybe you have a different device, whatever it might be. That's a way that you can connect with us, share some of the things that are going on, and just any other concerns, prayers, anything else that you might have going on. So thanks for being here. Thanks for another exciting time here at our Fireside Chat. I want to get right into our announcements. We have an updated date and time. American Idols, our small group Bible study led by the one and only Wayne Altpeter, is meeting now Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. in room 305. That's all the way, if you're at PFN a lot, that's on the very east end of our building. So you can go in those doors and Wayne will be waiting there for you. So we are excited that we're going to be a part of that. Just a little bit of a room change, time change, date change. Just fits in with a little bit better. Gives us all a chance to get ready and get fired up for March 10th. So be on the lookout. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We would be more than happy to help you find what you need. With that, don't forget that you can follow us and subscribe to our calendar updates. That link is right there. Type that into your phone and you'll get a calendar invite right to your phone where you can subscribe to see all the latest things on either your Android or iPhone device. So jot that down. Do it now, whatever you like, but just make sure that you are connecting with our calendar. That way you can see all the latest things that are going on. Also, we're trying our best to do community calendars. So if you know something that's going on, would you please email us, manchurchpraise@gmail.com or mstevens@pekinfirstnaz. Reach out to the Facebook page, and we would love to try to help you with your event, food drives, food handouts, anything that we can help to be community service and community members. We want to be a part of that. So we'll probably have some growing pains. We may not do it right all the time, but we will do our best. Moving right along, always doing Fireside Chats, going to continue to do it. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, so pay attention to that. We'll have maybe a little bit of a special time just to kind of look back at what's happened and where we're going and the things that are happening. I'm super excited. March 7th, Sunday night, in the normal place where we do our normal Manchurch, we are firing back up March 7th at 7 p.m. Be here. It's going to be a great time for us being in person. We are starting off on our new series called The Jesus Creed. I'm super excited about it. I know I say that I'm excited all the time, but I am. I'm full of passion. What can I say? But I think it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great series. It's going to be a great chance for us to reconnect and learn Jesus's creed, right? I think you'll be surprised at how simple it is compared to maybe a lot of other things that we hear going on in the world today. So join us March 7th, 7 p.m. That's the very first Sunday in March. Join us. We would love to see you. With that, don't forget, while we are not sponsoring a trip to Man Camp is coming up soon. These are the dates that you see here. I don't know what registration looks like, but I encourage you to check out some of those dates. You can just sign up. You can search on Google for Man Camp Miracle Camp Retreat Center. It's in Michigan. You can look for that information there. Reach out to us if you need a link. We'll help you find it for us. I don't know what registration looks like again, but you can still check it out. Maybe there's a date that's open. Maybe that fits into you, for your family, for your sons, for your nephews, whatever it might be. I just encourage you to reach out and do that. I know that there is a group going on Man Camp 4. That's April 16th through the 18th. We would love to assist and be a part of that in any way that we can. We are always, always, always praying for you. We're trying to get better. We're doing everything that we can to find ways to reach you to where you don't have to be in front of your computer at 7 p.m. on a Monday. You can if you want, but we are trying different ways to reach out to you and all the different methods that we can think about. So keep hanging on, as we keep getting better, as we keep understanding and meeting people where they are, because we are the church of today and the church of tomorrow, and we have got to be ready to help you and to help you grow and to help you grow closer to Jesus. So with that, we're going to get right into our fireside chat tonight, our hope words. Now, normally, right where I am on your screen, you would see the hope words for Tony Evans. But these words that you see on your screen from Micah 6:8, paraphrased, I think are the only hope words that we need. The title of tonight's chat is, What Do I Do Now? And really this came out of a lot of praying and a lot of different thoughts and a lot of different things that were going on in my heart. And then I saw different people posting and sharing and talking and text messages and all these different things. And I think a lot of people, me included, get confused or what we should be doing, or maybe we're unsure, or maybe we're afraid, or maybe we just flat out don't know. So the hope words tonight are Micah 6:8. Now the shortened version is on your screen, but I want to read to you the actual version from the NIV. I don't normally read from the NIV. I'm not really smart enough to read from the NIV half the time. Really can only pull off the NLT, but I'm gonna try. So hang in there with me. He, that's God, has shown you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with our God. That's Micah 6:8. Do justice, love mercy, walk humbly with our God. Now, as those stands, those are simple words, right? I think we go, yeah, do justice. Yeah, love mercy. Yeah, love walk humbly. Yeah, I can do that. But when you start praying and thinking about these words, you realize that maybe there's a little bit of deeper. Now, I can't go into all the Hebrew and the Greek, and I don't know any of that stuff. But I do know that in Micah 5 talks about Jesus. How Bethlehem, somebody's going to be, the Savior's going to be risen up out of Bethlehem. And Micah is prophesying all throughout his book in the 12 minor prophet, as one of the 12 minor prophets, prophesizing all throughout how Jerusalem is going to go through different destructions in different times. And I find it's interesting. If you could get time to read Micah, it's an interesting book, especially, all these chapters going in here. But I want to kind of summarize chapter 6 for a little bit. So God is speaking through Micah, basically kind of convicting Israel, right? All these things that I've done for you. That's verse 6 through about 5, right? Going through all the different things that he has done for his people. And then the people respond, right, through the prophet Micah, that what they say in verse 6, what should we do? What should we bring? Should we bring burnt offerings? Should we bring 10,000 rivers of olive oil, the fruit of our body, all these, what should we do? And 8, the Lord has shown you what is good and what does he require. So that's where we start tonight. What does doing justice look like? What does it look like for you? What does it look like for us? So we hear and see a lot, and we do all these different things. But I think justice sometimes gets misconstrued by all kinds of different people coming from various contexts. And so I did a little bit of research, and I did some thinking, and to the best that I can, justice looks like becoming so concerned about the most vulnerable, becoming so concerned about the marginalized, becoming so concerned about the poor among us that we, Christians, leave the safety and comfort of our lives to care for the marginalized, the vulnerable, and the poor. Now, I thought about marginalized, and I thought about how I could read a dictionary definition, but I really got to thinking, like, if you look at a paper, right, and I'll just use this that I printed out here. We have margins, right? You have margins on paper. It's the very distance. People on the margins. The people that maybe we don't look at the right way, or don't go into that neighborhood. That neighborhood's not safe. We go all kinds of different things. I am just as guilty as the next person. Trust me. This was just as much of a wake-up call as it is for me, I'm sure, as maybe it might be for you tonight. What does justice look like? Justice, I think, if you go even farther, it is being righteous in all relationships. Now, I think I am guilty of this idea of being, I'm going to use kind of coin a phrase, personally righteous. That I am doing my best, that I am trying everything I can through the power of the Holy Spirit to become righteous. But am I righteous in every interaction, and in every relationship, and in every stage and soapbox and website that I commiserate with? Am I being righteous in every situation? Am I caring about the marginalized so much that I will leave everything that I know and I will do until it hurts to love justice and to be justice? What does loving mercy look like in times that we face? Division, hate, politics, things that we don't agree with all around us. So how do you love mercy in times like these? First of all, mercy is for everyone. And I know that's easy to say, but mercy is for you. You. No matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, mercy is available for you. Mercy for those that you don't agree with. Mercy for those who have hurt you. I didn't say you have to forget. No. But mercy for all. Because you can't love mercy unless you are mercy. How do you love something if you refuse to show it? Even if that person is wrong. Even if that person has wronged you. Mercy, sacrificing one's life for the ungrateful. Not just begrudgingly loving mercy, but joyfully. That's hard. That's difficult. That is a struggle. But that is what God has called us to do in loving mercy. So we've covered do justice, we've covered love mercy, and now walking humbly. First, an example. How do you talk about walking humbly? Do you walk and say that I'm a humble person? Do you just look down and not have any pride? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know a great way to describe this in a bunch of words, but I thought about an example. It is amazing that God blessed me to have a child. I don't have any skills to be a parent. I didn't. When my son was born, I was scared to drive home. The nurses laughed at me as I couldn't figure out the car seat because they wouldn't let us leave until I could show that I could get him in his car seat. I struggled with bottles and wake-ups in the middle of the night and changing diapers and all the different things that parents struggle with. Now, I know some of you maybe have never been blessed to be a parent. And for that, I am so sorry. But I thought that we could all use this picture, and I'm going to use my son. When my son was a toddler, he didn't wait for me to go through training classes. He didn't make me prove my worth to him. But every single day that I loved him and walked humbly with him and did the things that I could with him, he trusted me more and more and more each day. You could say that my son walked humbly with me. He had no idea where he was going. As a matter of fact, at the age of 4, I put him on an airplane, took him to Disney World, to a place that he's never been, in a situation where he was nervous and scared. But he walked humbly with me. So, what does that look like for you? Have you ever just put your arm up and held onto God's hand as you walk through various scenarios of your life? Maybe for some of you that's scary. Let me make you a promise right now. A promise I know I can keep. I promise you tonight that God will never walk too fast or too slow. He will walk at the exact speed that you need every time. If you just agree to give him your hand and let him lead the way. Now, walking humbly is scary, and it means that we have to give up control. As a matter of fact, I would guess that all of these words tonight, do justice, love mercy, walk humbly with our God, are probably some of the hardest words that we could do, because we have to do justice wherever we are, right? We're not all pastors. We're not all missionaries. We're not all this. We're all not all that. But wherever we are, whatever church that we're in, whatever worship setting we're in, maybe we don't even go to church. Maybe we don't even know what we're supposed to do. We can all care for the poor, care for the vulnerable, and care for the marginalized, and sacrifice ourselves in doing it, because that's what Jesus Christ did. We can all love mercy, because that is what makes this scary world better. By people who are visibly different, loving people when those people don't deserve to be loved. And we can walk humbly and trust our Father in heaven. We don't need to wait for him to prove himself. We didn't when we were parents. We didn't as kids. If our Father is good, and we can all agree that he is, I hope, then why won't we trust him? Tonight, as we end, I want you to know that we care about you and we love you. We think about you a lot. Because I know wherever you are, if you're a guy watching, if you're a gal watching, life is hard and it's tough and it's scary. But I promise you, our Father in heaven has called us to do a myriad of things. And maybe you're scared because you don't know what you should be doing tonight. Maybe you feel like you've let God down. Maybe you feel like Jesus could never love you. Oh, that's wrong. Because from where I'm sitting, God doesn't use the equipped. He equips the people that are willing to be used. Straight up. So wherever you are tonight, whatever you think, whether you think you haven't done anything, or whatever spectrum you've on, maybe you've been walking with the Lord and doing this, loving justice, loving mercy, and walking humbly all your life, great. Help the people who are struggling find their ways. And that includes you tonight at Manchurch with us. Help us do justice. Help us love mercy, and help us as a ministry walk humbly with God. Send us your ideas. Reach out to us on how we can do these things. With that, will you pray with me? Jesus, tonight has challenged me more than maybe any other night. A simple verse in the middle of a small book, and yet here we stand, challenged to care for the marginalized, lift up the vulnerable, and help the poor. To love mercy when people don't deserve it, to offer ourselves as sacrifices to the ungrateful of the world, and to do all this while we reach out our hand and walk humbly for you. Tonight, Jesus, I pray for the people who may not have any idea what they're supposed to be doing. We can't all be pastors. We can't all be missionaries. We can't all be teachers and elders and deciding all this. We can't all be all of that. But we all can be followers of you. And we all can live up to this verse in Micah. Jesus, I lift up my friends who watch this now, who will watch this later, who may even share this. Let us be the light in a dark and cold world, so they see that we are your true disciples. We love you, Jesus. Amen.